It's an American, it's hard to say, Nanaimo. I think I pronounced that correctly. And the noose bag, remember that? Massive turnout. This is about, I'm going to say 10 times higher than the Carney rally I went to yesterday. Of course, the CBC did not actually show the crowd size of the Carney rally, but if you subscribe to me, you saw it. This is 10 times bigger, not even close. Jagmeet Singh had about half the people Carney had. If that doesn't explain the enthusiasm, I don't know what does, but massive. This is all around the block, so we're going to have to wait a long time to probably get in and hear him speak. Hey, Carol, we're in Nanaimo filming first the crowd size of the rally, which is massive, absolutely massive. Carney's rally that I went to yesterday was pathetic, so this is a massive difference. Again, CBC did not show up and show you Carney's pathetic crowd size, but I will, and I'll show you Pierre's far from pathetic crowd size. Remember, Carney had about half the people. Jagmeet had half of the people Carney had. So just think about that in terms of enthusiasm. Not impressive. So a lot of people excited here. Glad I traveled over here from the U.S. to check this out, because they're not going to show you the crowd size. It goes all the way back there. That's why I'm here. How are you guys?
How many estimated are there?
For here?
Yeah.
My guess is I'm going to say about 10,000. That would be my assumption. This is one of the highest rallies. Yeah, well done, guys. This is what enthusiasm. Go blue. This is what enthusiasm really looks like. Appreciate you guys coming out. I got a little YouTube. Don't know if you want to say hello or what issue is most important to you.
All of it.
I hear you. I hear you.
Immigration's way up there.
Yeah.
Immigration,
Immigration's
Do you think Carney's totally ignored that issue on the campaign trail?
I haven't heard much of it.
No, I haven't heard him talk about it once. Yeah, you see the difference.
And the economy for sure, especially for our kids.
Affordability. Crime.
Yeah.
Affordability.
Crime, yeah.
crime,
Yeah, you name it. Hey?
Yes.
Crime, yeah.
And at the end of the day, even though there's some commonalities on the issues that Pierre might have with Trump, do you think he'll actually be stronger dealing with him? You saw the phone call with Carney, completely lied about it.
He actually has a backbone.
Yeah.
So he's got a backbone there.
I think so.
Well put. Well put.
What's best for our country.
Well put.
Yeah.
I think so too. And I do you think the momentum's shifting last minute? You know, all the press is saying, I'm from the U.S., covering the election there. Some of the press said Kamala was going to win, but you saw the polls tightening, more younger people going, and then a surprise happened. Do you think the same thing will happen in this election?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Not believing the polls.
Awesome.
Remember that the left wing is probably, the media is probably controlling some of that.
Yes.
And I think at the end
Yes.
of the
Look at
day,
these rallies, what he's getting.
Right.
and at the end of
They
the
won't
day,
say
I
it.
think Trump will have more respect for Pierre Poilievre than he does for Mark Carney.
I think so too.
Yes.
I think so too.
I'm pretty sure Carney's not getting the crowds.
No, no. As I was, yeah. As I was saying, I went yesterday to cover it because the CBC is not showing the crowd sizes, and he must have had maybe 600 people compared to probably 10,000. And I went to a Jagmeet Singh rally 2 days before. He had about 60% of the people that Carney had, which is not horrible for the NDP. But that says a lot about.
This is traditional NDP country.
Yes,
right?
this is right.
Look
Yes.
at this, right?
Yeah.
Well, they've changed so much.
Yeah.
They
Right.
used to be a
The
good
worker
party.
man's party, but no longer.
You know, I
Right.
grew up-
Used to be a lot more
I grew up
authentic,
with
yeah.
The NDP, they were a good common sense party at one time, and
25
now
years
they've
ago.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, Leighton, under Leighton, yeah, it was not that bad,
now
yeah.
they've switched.
Trends here. So
So
Interesting.
now the
he's
common
having a beer
sense
with
has
Pierre.
gone to the conservatives.
Right.
And I'm so happy to see the young people that are coming
It's
on
cool.
board. It's
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, it's changing very quickly. It's changing very quickly. So yeah, no, I think, you know, the tightening the polls last minute is a perfect time for that to happen.
I do
Yeah,
too.
and then Carney's thrown up on himself the whole time. Did terribly in the debate. He couldn't properly distance himself from Trudeau and admit that he didn't advise him.
Let him
You
keep
know.
talking. He's his own worst enemy.
Yeah, exactly.
Lies every second day.
Don't forget, Pierre's been at this for 20 years. Like,
Right.
he's politically savvy.
Right,
Yeah,
knows what he's doing.
exactly.
Yeah, and you need that.
You-
You need that. Yeah, that's true. Carney's had no experience in debate, no experience in negotiating with other leaders of other, you know, provinces or anything, or even other ridings, nothing like that. So I think a lot of people are waking up, and that's you take the terrace where, especially after the phone call lying about it, Pierre's better on that anyway. But you take that out, and yeah, it's interesting. I come back to Canada like once every 4 years, and it gets worse and worse since about 2014, 2015. You know, you can see the explosion of homelessness, and
Absolutely.
and it's all under
That's why
that.
we're here.
There's Ben Lanyon.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah.
Ben!
Pretty awesome.
Hey, buddy!
Yeah, I've heard the name. That's awesome. That's some good support. It's nice to see fellow conservative people show up, unlike in Ontario where they're jerks. But
Are you a little closer in the line than us?
Got here pretty early. I can't believe it. It goes all the way around.
oh, it's crazy.
Oh, let's go.
Got this nice opening.
We're lucky they didn't all just.
Yeah. See if we even fit in. I guess we'll find out. Tight squeeze. This is march in support of fascism, somebody says. I don't think so. I think he's pretty level-headed, if you ask me, but
Hey Bob, how are ya?
some people might feel that way. You guys know everybody.
Well, I know a few people.
It's impressive.
Yeah,
Oh,
Campbell River.
cool. Okay. And are you involved in politics yourself, or just know the elected officials?
No, we're volunteers.
Cool. Thanks for the good work. How?
Started with the provincial
Okay.
Conservative Party.
Okay. Cool.
Kindi.
Okay. Wow.
Into the federal.
Nice. That makes sense. Next logical step. That's another thing I'm curious about. Do you think? I don't think it'll matter in this election. But what do you think is the future with the Conservatives in Ontario? They're always trying to throw bombs, which I guess because they're just trying to promote Doug Ford. But do you think?
Doug Ford is a liberal and conservative clothing.
A lot of people feel that
type
way.
thing.
Yeah. You know, and crime hasn't gotten better, and you know, he's trying to be a cheerleader by tacking dramatically to the left. But you can see them trying to sabotage. A little. I don't think it's working, but you can see them. Yeah, you can see them try to sabotage for this kind of liberal light party.
I think people are seeing through it now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We've seen too much.
Have you guys knocked on doors or done phone calls or a mix?
No phone calls, but knocked on a lot of
Wow,
doors.
so that's the most hardcore part. Okay.
Yes.
How's it been? A lot of slamming in your face. Some people
Not a
receptive.
lot.
Good.
Not
All
a
right.
lot.
Cool.
No, small percentage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's the relief.
It is. Yeah.
That's what you know you have a candidate people like, because I've done a lot of door knocking, and 9 times out of 10 they'll never
And
leave
just
it
people
open.
are ready for change, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well put.
Yeah, that's...
Well put. And then I guess as an American, my last question is, what are your feelings on Trump? Maybe good for some issues, but on the tariffs, you need somebody strong.
I think he's pretty strong.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
He's cleaned up a lot of the country.
I think he's benefiting Canada.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we got to
You
get
need a good
rid of our
negotiator.
own interprovincial tariffs.
Right.
Never mind.
Good point.
You know what I
Good
mean?
point. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
bogging
They've been
Canadians
they've
down
been
more than
talking-
anything
they've
else.
been talking about that for years.
Right.
We can't even settle our own
Right.
tariffs between provinces.
Right.
I can't even
Interesting.
imagine
Yeah.
the hell we would be in if terrorists had gotten in. I just,
Right.
That's just a nightmare to think about that.
Yeah.
That is a good point. If they have to respond to all this tariff stuff, does it make things cheaper because of the provincial tariffs? You
Yeah.
finally look at that. Is there enough pressure?
I remember there was a
Might be blessing
gentleman
in
from
disguise.
New Brunswick. He went to Quebec and bought a bunch of beer.
Okay.
Got back to New Brunswick, and they confiscated his beer.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
take beer across the province?
Nope,
God,
you
the
can't.
laws are strange here.
Yeah.
Welcome to 1984.
It's the same with wine between
Wow.
Alberta and BC.
That's wild.
Yeah, there's tariffs. Like, it's insane.
And so you have to pay your own tariffs just to.
Yeah, one
Interprovincial,
province. Yeah,
yes, yeah.
it's crazy.
The whole concept of provincial is bizarre. Because from the U.S., nobody would, tax you for going across the river to Jersey. No,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
no.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, that must be
We
backbreaking.
have to move from that.
Yeah.
You.
It's in the woods, right? You hear people.
That's billions of dollars right there.
Yeah, right. That makes a big difference. Wow. Yeah, no, the more you learn about some of the restrictions of civil liberties here, it's a bit astounding.
Yeah, then
You know. Yeah.
freedoms.
free speech.
Well, yeah,
Freedom of speech, yeah,
I was
mostly
shocked with all the
self-defense.
convoy stuff. They could just.
Us too.
I didn't think you'd get prosecuted for gouging people's bank accounts.
You know,
You know,
proud. We used to be
shocking.
proud to be Canadians.
Sure.
This isn't the Canada that
Yeah.
we knew.
I don't blame you.
15, 20 years ago.
Right.
This is something, a different animal.
Yeah. You guys are up in Campbell River, you said?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Does it feel safe at least up there? Hasn't gotten too crazy?
Yes, it
That's
does
good.
feel safe up
That's
there. I mean,
good.
we have our fair share of homeless people, and
Sure.
of course, this safe drug supply is just a
Right.
bane. Like, it's just so sad, right?
Yeah.
I think the North Island is losing, I think, proportionately the most
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
people to fentanyl deaths.
Fentanyl, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I don't know. Have you seen that flag display that one of our councillors put up?
No?
We put up
That's
a flag
cool.
display with 50,000 flags representing each drug death we've had since
Wow,
the
powerful.
opioid crisis, right? And it's powerful to see all these flags covering all, like a football field of
Wow.
area on
Wow.
our spit. And yeah, it's very impactful because you actually are seeing how many lives we have lost, especially
Yeah. It's important to see that visual
boys
representation.
and young men.
Yeah.
That's the demographic
Oof.
that's been hit the hardest. Yeah.
Do you think that's been an issue of the Liberal government too? I mean, Danielle Smith, I know, was a little more hardcore and just forcing people to receive treatment once in a while.
Yeah, I think that she's been sort of in the forefront of change for that.
Yeah.
I think it's been a provincial thing. Like our
Interesting.
provinces.
That's right. It just cleans up a lot of stuff because of that. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Right. So the premier is NDP or Liberal?
our
Over
premier
here.
is NDP.
Is NDP. Okay, so the left,
but
left to the
Conservatives
left.
came from nowhere to gain 44 seats, though.
Exactly.
Oh wow.
This was
Okay, that's well
93.
done.
This was
Okay,
a
wow.
brand
Well
new
done.
Government.
Wow,
Opposition
okay.
that we have. Right
It's
now.
much stronger.
Yeah, much stronger.
That's
yeah,
cool.
Pushing back, trying to hold
That's
them
cool.
accountable. Yeah. And where are you from in the States?
New York City, so opposite
You're
ends.
from New York City.
Yeah, opposite ends, which is nice to get out of that place too.
Well,
That's a hell in a
it's like
handbasket.
when you live somewhere else and you hear about a place, and you think, oh my gosh, we would want to live there.
That's
I mean,
New York.
despite
It's not
everything,
inaccurate.
I still love the island. It's a
It's
great
stunning.
place
Yeah,
to be.
yeah. No, this is absolutely stunning. But it wasn't too much to trade. I was doing some work in LA, which is another city that's kind of gone to hell in a handbasket. But.
So is it just the election that brought you here?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Is
Is there that much interest in the States about our politics?
I would
here?
say uniquely so. Yeah. Now for this.
We very much were following the American election.
Sure,
I
sure,
mean,
of
that
course,
was a
yeah.
huge thing for us.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's cool to have it the other. I've always had an interest, especially being from New York, because right up the road is Ontario.
Yes. Okay.
You know,
Yes.
so I've always had an interest and traveled pretty extensively to Ontario and have been to 6 provinces and always had a love for the country. But this is the first time I've heard my friends talk about it,
Yeah.
and they can
Okay.
actually tell me
We're on
who
the
Poilievre
radar.
is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and well, first we all have to pronounce it. It wasn't easy
Well,
for me.
that French,
The non-French, it wasn't
And
easy to
for us,
pronounce.
We're not very French
Right.
here on the island.
No,
either, right?
exactly.
You hear it pronounced all kinds of ways.
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
But even Americans, they know his name, absolutely.
Yeah,
And this is the one time they're instead of the Conservatives or Liberals winning, they say is Carney winning or is.
Do they know
Yeah.
Mark Carney at all? I mean, he's late on the scene.
The
but
very one sentence explanation, against friends that are right and left, is that he's in a global banking elite. That he's the worst of the worst. If you're, that's why I think another reason that Pierre's going to win is because I think a lot of the hard left people.
Prime Minister candidate who has moved his business to New York City. His wife
Right.
lives in New York City.
Right.
His kids are there.
Right.
He carries passports other than Canadian.
Right,
What the
right.
heck is he doing running for Canadian
Right.
Prime Minister?
Nothing right. Irish passport. It's bizarre.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is bizarre.
And then there's a lot of weird, deeper connections. He's had been in photos with Ghislaine Maxwell, connected to Epstein.
I've
Yeah.
seen them. Yeah.
That's and he's so wrong for the moment. Even if you're on the left,
Yes.
he's not. A lot of people felt like Harris fails and wasn't hardcore enough on healthcare, some other issues, and it's kind of a cop out. And it's to say, I think Jagmeet is getting a lot of support because of people who think like that, and it's going to take away a lot of the Liberal vote because a lot of these people. Me too.
I
Yeah,
think he's lost some credibility too. with
he
the way
has, and he's been very
the way
quick.
He backed Trudeau.
I was going to say, right, he could have ended his prime ministership
Yeah,
6
I
months
know.
ago, a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So there's been real
Mark
disappointment.
Carney has some ties to the Trudeau family too, I think.
I heard that. There's
To
some-
Margaret Kemper,
Right,
right? There's ties
right.
in there, so
Right.
You really don't know what you're voting for. You get when you're voting for party.
Well, that was a weird thing too. Another difference is you could vote for your liberal leader or conservative leader, but I guess it's not as many people vote. So I thought it was weird that Carney was very, with 85% of the vote, just okay, he's the guy. And he seemed like Freeland, I think, might have been a stronger candidate. I think in some way she spoke out against. You don't think so?
No,
Interesting.
she's
Interesting. I don't like her, but outside Freeland, if she were the nominee. Is that bad? I don't know a little about her.
Here in the West, like
She's a
Right,
Nazi.
okay. Is that hardcore? All right. Interesting. She's as bad as the rest of them.
Oh,
I kind of liked her for speaking out against Trudeau, but that's only somebody not knowing anything else. I think, that's kind of
when
cool.
She knew she was on her way out and Carney was coming in.
Right.
She would never have.
Interesting. So that was it, right.
For heaven's sakes, when
Funny.
you say voting for Carney, who voted for him? Like
Well, right.
an unvoted seat.
No, right. You never even want to see the parliament.
He
Right.
doesn't want a seat anywhere, and I'll be surprised if he can win Nipion's seat because
Yeah.
Barbara Bowell's doing very well there.
Okay. Oh, good. Yeah, I heard that's a toss-up at this point.
So
Yeah.
the court
Yeah.
had 400,000 people and only 150,000 votes were counted to get him in.
Huh? Really? I thought it seemed very light.
That's what we're
Wow. Wow. That says a lot.
It does.
Yeah.
It is.
250,000 votes were discounted. So
That's wild. I never even knew that. It seemed like it was very low. I thought there had to be more registered liberals than like the 200,000 that they showed who had actually
how they
voted.
got disqualified. No one ever explained
Right.
that.
Yeah. I should. I'd love to. Good idea. Stay a while. Stay around a little
Are you
longer.
here for the election? Will you be here through Monday?
I thought about that maybe because nobody will be here rallying or anything. But I suppose if I wanted, my assumption is everybody goes back to their riding.
Yeah.
So I guess I could go to, because I'm here, Jagmeet Singh, I suppose, and see the NDP.
In Vancouver?
Yeah, perhaps, breathe their last breath.
I think in Canada is by the time the vote's
might have
taken
been in
place in
Calgary
Quebec and
earlier.
Ontario.
Yeah, well, yeah. Or was that?
Corset. Yeah, Corset. I thought he was in Calgary.
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, I saw him earlier a couple of days ago. Yeah.
He was in Calgary today. He was in Saskatchewan yesterday, I think, and he was in.
Yeah, he's going in odd places.
Oh, Poilievre. Oh, yeah, he's all over the place right now.
Yeah, I can't keep track.
But
No,
as Western Canadians, we know that the election is already decided by the time Ontario has voted.
They don't
Right,
think
right.
Our vote
So
doesn't
we are,
seem
yeah.
to count.
No. No. Has there ever been an election where they're waiting for BC to close or
Not
no?
once that I can think of.
No, but I
Interesting.
think
Never.
it will be
Fascinating.
this time.
Maybe.
I think it's gonna be that tight.
Maybe
Yeah.
this will be a
There's
record.
talk
Like that, wouldn't that be nice?
That would be cool.
might be this week.
I know there's been calls for election reform for many years. Yeah, we'll see.
That would be nice.
Happy if they had to wait for us.
Yeah.
They should.
You feel like your vote meant something. Yeah.
Well, actually, they should wait until all the polls are closed
Before they start
before they start counting.
Yeah, I agree
Or
with that.
at least keep it quiet.
Yeah.
Keep it secret don't release it until we count it. And then,
I don't
Yeah.
think they do. I don't think they start releasing.
I don't.
No,
Well, I wonder aloud, do any of you worry about it potentially, with it being this close, a few ridings being fixed potentially? Or is that less of a worry over here?
Yeah, it's not
Across the country, I'm going to say yes. It's probably
Interesting. Okay. But not a big concerted effort.
I don't know.
Because they,
that.
yeah.
States where you
Right.
hear about the-
Sure. You hear a lot more.
You know,
I think this is the second election where you've actually heard about a little bit about campaign. Right.
Okay. But people have heard once or twice about it. Interesting.
something we would never have thought of before.
Right.
Even in our provincial election, they're still doing recounts and investigating, right?
Oh, wow. Okay. Huh. I didn't know that.
That was in October. Right?
Wow. And they're taking that long. Government efficiency at its finest.
Yeah, I think it's
Wow.
part of the legal system. Or
Right.
I'm not sure what
Okay.
it gets into.
Yeah. Courts and stuff. Interesting.
Yeah.
It is a concern because if it's this tight now, I don't think the Liberals expected it to be this tight in the last handful of days. Now there's a 2-point spread instead of an 8 or 9-point spread.
That's right.
Yeah. So I wonder if they'll be on their hind legs in a way they weren't before. And then again, you see the same vote trends that you saw with Trump and for some of the media, his unexpected victory.
And that's why you take those polls with a grain of salt.
Yes.
Too,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But it's a lot of it. Rally size could tell you, can speak volumes. I remember I went to, on the same day I covered a Harris and a Trump rally.
Yeah.
And Trump had a massive stadium, and then Harris.
I watched that.
Yeah, that was cool. Massive. And
Kamala Harris had some singer that came in.
yes,
Beyonce
Cardi B,
or
right.
whoever it was.
Right, and
yeah, Cardi B, yeah.
And this is the U.S. Her venue was half the size of this building, and it was about half full. And there's nobody.
Population between Canada and the States.
Right. 600,000 people in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it was a pathetic turnout.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah. But again, the media would never, if Trump had poor attendance, which never really had, the media would show that. But they would never, I was the only one going in and just filming the crowd size. Yeah. But it seems similar. Yeah. I thought Kamala might have pulled it off last minute for the last week, but luckily, Trump did.
Just open her mouth and you just shut down.
Is that easy?
Canadian,
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But you see that, and you saw the difference of enthusiasm, and I thought, nah,
absolutely.
I don't think it's gonna happen. So one person in my chat said, "You're very eloquent, by the way." Yeah. People are waking up.
Yeah.
People are waking up. Casual chat. Where is?
Are you able to make a living doing this then?
Yes, barely, but yes.
Bet you are.
But it's nice. Yeah. And then people donate.
It's more on your own terms, right?
Yeah, and it comes in waves. So sometimes people donate, and I'll get a lot in a month, and then the next month a lot less. So it all depends.
Good for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, it's a lot more enjoyable, and if I didn't come out here and
right?
Yeah, exactly. You're recognizing that. Guys, for asking questions, I'm at a Pierre Poilievre rally in Nanaimo, which is across the bay from Vancouver.
He's on his live thing, and you've got
Yeah. You can talk as much as you want. You're very eloquent.
my brain. Now it's your turn.
No, you're awesome. People are fans of yours. Yeah, I got a nice audience watching. Big attendance here.
What's your YouTube?
Oh, thank you for asking. It's Dodge Landisman, like the car. It's a strange name. And take your time.
DGE.
And then space LANDESMAN.
Is that a French name?
That's German, actually. Landisman, yeah. Oddly enough. It could be, I should say, especially here, I should say French.
Is often French, right?
Yes,
That means
yeah.
of,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I should just say it's French. It's a good idea. Notes itself. Fit right in.
I am from Quebec. Are you actually live right now?
Yeah, going live right now. Sorry, I should have told you. I apologize. Love to interview you, but you might be shy.
Everyone's doing that.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, I always wonder if people have that assumption or not, but some people are always surprised. They're like, "Don't worry, I'm not filming you. I'm filming this." I can only hear you.
The back of the building.
Right. But the funny part was the shyest people out of all 4 rallies. Like, this is great. Everybody wants to talk to me. Everybody's friendly. At the Carney rally, people were very shy. Very few people want to even talk to me.
That doesn't sound
They're
very
embarrassed because they're supporting.
I think they are, yeah.
They're not quite sure what the policies are and if they should
Right.
believe them
Well,
or
that's
not.
it. Right. I was like, can I ask you one question? They start running away. One question is one too many, unfortunately. And it was very funny because, yeah, no, I shouldn't be. Well, I was slightly, because at least like with I went to a jog meat rally and a green rally for Edno and May, and at least they were like more talk to me, kind of more passionate what they believed. But it kind of like a brain kind of like zombie environment almost in the car rally. Yeah. Not too. Not at all. And it was a few hundred, probably 400 people, 500 people at his rally. Pathetic. It was nice. I was able to walk right in. No line whatsoever. Room was about 3/4 full. Right, yeah, they do friends. Yeah. awesome.
Wrong.
Yeah, we're still here. Honored to be your family. It is cool.
I'm getting dizzy walking around the bed.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. That's the good news. You're impressed by the efficiency. They haven't stopped.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that was the best part. In the rally, they had to check the ticket and every. No, I don't.
Wouldn't be going
They had all the time to work at once. They're able to do it.
yeah, right.
No. But yeah, they were so change what I was saying. Say, oh, looks like Carney's a front runner. And then they quietly leave. But yeah, it's interesting to see the difference between all four of them. And this is the experience. Canadian Girl looks like a huge turnout, massive. It's been around this block. I'm estimating about 10,000 would be my guess. So yeah, massive line all the way out, all the way back. I think we've been waiting in line for 40 minutes now, or something like that. I didn't have to wait in line at all for Carney. Hey, friendly neighbor, hello, Ryan. Good to be in your country. Dodge, you running for office? No, maybe I'll run for Parliament. You never know. Hey, Jen, nice to have you. You caught me at the. I know you're more of a Carney fan, so you caught me at the. Hello. No, Christina, you're near Nanaimo. Cool. Yeah, we are here. Massive line, massive. Again, I went to, if any of you want to see the attendance at the Carney rally or 2 days ago, you can look at my last slide. The attendance was pretty pathetic. But it was nice because I was able to just walk in. Here, I cannot just walk in. This is you have to wait in line for about 40 minutes. All right, put a 1. I'm curious, people in the chat, put a 1 if you support Pierre for PM. Put a 2 if Carney. Put a 3 if Singh. Put a 4 if Pedno and May. Put a 5 if Bloc Québécois. Put a 6 if Maxime Bernier. But yeah, it's about 10 times. I would say 15 times bigger, arguably. More than 10 times bigger. This is massive, guys. This is reminiscent of when I was in Wisconsin. I went to a Trump rally, covered that. Similar attendance rates, which is almost mind-blowing considering the population is 10% of the U.S., but it's about the same amount of people. Nanaimo has only 100,000 people versus Milwaukee had 600,000. So to get all these people, and this is not a big area, this is a freaking hard to get to area. You have to take a ferry. I had to take a damn ferry from, beautiful city though, I had to take a ferry from Vancouver, Horseshoe Bay. So it's not an easy place to get to. And it's absolutely massive. So a lot of enthusiasm here. I don't know, guys. I think Pierre can pull this off. That's just my feeling about this. Because everything's tightening right at the wrong time for Carney, at the right time for the Conservatives. And again, guys, you can see my live from 2 days ago where I filmed the Carney rally size. It was paltry. So you see the difference of enthusiasm when the mainstream media said Kamala was going to win. I thought she might win too. But I was at both events, at a Kamala and a Trump event in Milwaukee. And what I noticed in that is Trump could fill the stadium and Kamala could barely fill something half the size of this. And it was about half full. This venue was full. Just 100% full. But you could see the lack of enthusiasm. And, so this is why I come here. Cool, you got some Pierre supporters. Good. Maybe I don't know if we'll have any Carney supporters in the chat. We'll see. I know there's 1 or 2.
I think they might be those people, so we're not sure.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, there they are.
Over there.
It might be.
They don't have any signs. Is it they're just scared because there's so many people here?
Right, they might be right, a little nervous.
What's that?
I think I should. I'd be interested, yeah. Well, I'm so close to getting in, but once
That interview that he did in the orchard?
Yes, I remember.
But that's a good idea. I wonder if they're protesting or...
That's what I'm wondering, and they're just afraid to have their signs out because they're really outnumbered.
Yeah, massively. Yeah, there's about the same amount of people who attended the rally 2 days ago, just over there. A little more, but not much.
Choose to accept it.
Yeah, no, I will. I gotta get in first, but then I'll go back out there and ask. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Got some ones, we got a 2. All right. No jog meats, no 3 for jog meats. Not great.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Hi.
All right, guys, good turnout. Adorable. I love this. This is cool. It's gonna be hard to get a clear view of Pierre, but we'll do our best. Polls say Carney. Well, the polls have tightened pretty significantly, quite frankly. So. Big turnout. Well, this is the last rally. I will have gone to every, minus Blanchette, which I don't speak no damn French. So, minus Blanchette, I will have gone to every rally of all the 4 most major candidates. So this is by far the most enthusiastic by a mile. This is cool, man. It might be the winds of change. Able to get in relatively early. I'm trying to figure out where he might speak, and I'm put a 1 if I might go off charge the phone. Put a 1 if you want me to continue and try to interview some people, or put it. I'm all right to go out and just wait for Pierre to speak, but happy to talk to me more about the liberals here. So. Sorry, guys.
How can we get the most important day voting on the 28th?
You know if I'm in your way.
Important day voting on the 28th.
You know if I'm in your way, or if you guys are okay.
It's called GOTV, Get Out the Vote. So if you can volunteer, talk to the campaign offices, go to conservative.ca/volunteer. Here you go. Hey, number 2, social media. If you are not following please like, share, send a good message like Canada First for a change. And finally, the most important thing that we can do to make your voices heard is vote. Everybody, talk to your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, your uncles, your aunts, your friends. Get them to the polls and make sure they vote. If you're having problems knowing where to vote, talk to your campaign offices or go to conservative.ca/vote. Here in a few minutes, a friend of mine, Tamara Crotus from Nanaimo, will be introducing a special guest. Woo! In the meantime, let's turn this island blue!
Guys, put a 1 if Alright, we'll try to interview some people if you want. Looks like you got a little lull until Pierre speaks. We'll ask. Nice turnout. As I said, man, the turnout is different. You know, I wanted to go to a Carney rally yesterday to show the actual audience. Carney had 300 to 400 people. This is 15 times that, in my assumption. But the CBC wouldn't show you that, so it took some schmucks to come from the U.S. to show you the actual crowd size. But subscribe to actually see sizes, because CBC will tell you the truth. I can tell you that. They are not at all. Well, we'll ask some people some questions. See if anybody wants to talk. Man, how you doing? I got an independent media YouTube. I wonder if you want to just see what issue is most important to you. How you doing? Good. You're good. I'm from the U.S. I got a little YouTube, independent YouTube. Yeah. And just wonder if you want to stay while you're here. I came here to film the crowd sizes. The CBC won't do that. Sure. You're the best. Thank you. So what issue is most important to you?
Well, honesty and integrity, and less government in our lives, right? I can make my own choices on what car I want to drive. I don't need somebody telling me what car to drive. And I don't like paying so much tax. As you know, in Canada here, we're paying about 50 to 58%. It's way too much, and they just waste it. So that's what I'm here for, is a change for Canada.
Well put. Do you think Carney's going to reverse his decision on the carbon tax?
Oh, God, yeah. He already has. It's just,
right, good point.
Yeah. He never took it out of legislation. He just paused it. And he'll just bring it in even higher. Like, the man is not trustworthy. So.
Well put. Well put. And even Carney choked in the campaign lying about his conversation with Trump.
He lies about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Lies about moving his company to the States. Right. Lies about being part of the vote. Lies about his wife being part of the whole Epstein thing.
Yeah, photo of Ghislaine Maxwell, right.
Yeah, so it's right. You just can't trust him.
Yeah.
And he hasn't lived in Canada for 10 years.
Wow, so that long.
It's been 10 years.
That's wild.
And he has 3 passports. And he considers himself a European, not a Canadian.
Right, didn't hear that. Wild.
So it's crazy to me that so many Canadians are still supporting him, but hey, politics is politics.
Yeah. Well, I admire that you guys think tightening the polls show a victory here. I think so, but
I think Nanaimo we're going to go conservative. It's really a change.
Yeah.
Been NDP green for years. So
right. Paul Manley,
We'll see. We know we can't trust the polls.
Right.
So they're all run by liberal outsiders. So.
Do you feel like downtown Nanaimo has gotten a little grungier under NDP? It seems like that
is horrible.
Yeah.
The amount of people addicted to drugs, and we're not taking care of them is a problem. They're asking for help. They're asking for treatment. There's nowhere for them to go. So we're not treating our society right. I was raised, you take care of the weakest first. And we're just not doing that. And it blows me away that our NDP provincial government, who's supposed to be for the people, isn't taking care of the people. And it's really sad, right?
Right, comes from compassion. Interesting. You're hurt for your city. And do you think Danielle Smith was kind of innovative in saying maybe you should compel people to seek treatment? Do you think that's a good way to go? And do you think that might get people the help they need?
Yeah. Absolutely, right? It is. And we waste so much money in government. If we can't find a way to help the people that need the most help, that doesn't say much about who we are as a people, in my opinion.
Well put.
So,
yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here. You're awesome. Thank you. I'm Dodge, by the way.
Check out your stuff.
I went to war with the Scientology religion. I used to be a local reporter, got fired for talking about that. Yeah, but got a nice audience. So if you search Dodge Scientology, easy to remember. You should have it. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks for coming up here.
Yeah, no, I doing it. Somebody had to. Great to be here.
Wow. Just, I'm scared of this. Our conservative candidate for the Nanaimo Ladies Fed. And we're going to kick this evening off with the singing of O Canada.
Let's see if
Take out your phones.
if I sing it poorly, it's because, remember guys, I'm from the US. So,
And I've got
let's
some
see how
very
much I know of
special
this.
friends who are going to come up here with me and make this.
Canada, our home and native land, true page,